Okay, so let me get started because Ashley's on. Hey, girl, how are ya? And let me share my screen real fast because I'm just like, okay, hold on. Let's see. All right. So I do have quite a few things to share with you guys tonight. All right, as always, I will start with Success Club. So this is where we're at as of today. Oh, yeah, hold on just a second. I'll put all that in. Okay, this is where we're at as of today. Can you guys see that? Is it showing like our Success Club points, right? Okay. So we have quite a few people who hit Success Club this week, but we have quite a few people who are like right there at the tip, and I know a lot of people that are working for it. So, you know, I am really excited about these numbers and what I get to share tonight. Larkin is a brand new coach. Is this her first month, Jay?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think she's actually at 12. Yeah, she's at 12. Okay. So she's at 12. She's probably, I mean, like she's killing the volume this month. I don't know what girl's doing, but she is like on fire. And, you know, I know Jade is like teaching her and doing a good job of mentoring her. So that's just really cool. Like, I wish she was on here so that she could hear me shout her out. Like, that's amazing. Christy Berry, like I'm going to tell you in a minute, hit diamond this week, which is awesome. And it's just like, I mean, like our team, there's a lot of things happening, and it is only June 19th. So there's plenty of time left in the month to hit Success Club. So don't think that if your name's not on here, if you're at Success Club 0, whatever, like you have got plenty of time, trust me, to hit Success Club. And I'm really excited because I know that so many of you guys are pushing for it. You're doing the vitals, and like that's going to pay off. I mean, that's why we read the compound effect as new coaches, because it pays off. Like the work pays off. And you do. Like I put that quote in here. I left it in here from last week, because you have to get uncomfortable sometimes in order to do that. And so I'm really excited to share at the end of the month what our team points are, because those numbers represent people, and that represents people that we are making a difference in their lives. And let me just forewarn you, my children are walking in the door, so if it gets really loud, just ignore it, okay? Shift shop, sneak peek, that happened today. If you have not done that, you like need to get off this call when we are done and go do it and post about it. This program is going to reach, I don't know how Beachbody does it, but they come out with things that are different all the time. And you know, you might look at a picture of Chris Downing and say, oh, he looks like somebody else, or how's this going to be different from whatever else program that we have? But it's different. And there's no other way to say it. Like his personality is different. His inspiration is different. His workout style is very sports oriented, and he like breaks down the moves really well. It's a little more advanced, but the modifier in the program is amazing. So no matter what your fitness level is, like you need to make sure that you do this program. I think you can probably even download it on your device for a day or two. And so like if you didn't do it today, download it tonight, pop it in the morning, like push play and post about it. Because, you know, as much as I don't like to be salesy. I don't really talk about Beachbody a ton, but their programs work. That's why I became a coach. Their programs work. Shakeology is amazing. And if we're not sharing these things with people, then we're not doing our jobs as coaches, right? And so Shift Shop Sneak Peek was today. It was fun. It's short. It's 25 minutes, and it's going to be a great program. It's very effective. I love seeing the transformations that are coming out from the test group and this program. So make sure you do that. Make that a priority. Rank advancement in our Confidence Club, our 4 Vitals group, we have this kind of little challenge going for and if you're not in that group, if you're a new coach and you rank advance, I'm happy to send this to you. But if you hit Emerald, Ruby, or Diamond before Summit, we have a little incentive going. It's a cash incentive actually, which is always even more exciting. But you know, if you hit these ranks and you hold it for 6 weeks, then you get this cash incentive. And that's, you mean $100, $50, $25 is a big deal to me, you know, so definitely go for it. Summit starts July 13th. So if you rank advance before then and you do hold it, your coach, your upline coach will compensate you for doing that. And not that we have to do that. I mean, rank advancement in itself is a huge deal. the bonuses that you get, the recognition, the leads, all that stuff is worth it. Like, we don't even need to incentivize you guys to go for it. It's worth it just to rank advance and do these things. But we do want to encourage you and support you and push you. Honestly, I want to push you. Like, I don't want to enable you. Like, I want to empower you to do these things and to hit these goals for yourself, not for me, not for my downline coach, but for you. It's your business. You're the CEO. And the more you make these goals a priority, then the more your business is going to grow and the more people you're going to help. There's no other way around that. And so, like, I did want to shout out Miss Christy Berry. She hit diamond this week. Girl went from I messaged like you guys who were close to it or somewhat close to it on Monday and said, hey, you know, if you rank advanced by Wednesday night, you get recognized at Summit. Girl went from like nothing to diamond in 3 days. And I'm going to have her do a call about it because she did not, like, I don't think she slept. I think she probably neglected her full-time job, but she was like, I want to do it. I can't do it. And she did she did it. And she did it with integrity and she did it with hustle. And I'm just proud of her. And so she is in the running for that $100. If she holds it for 6 weeks, then she will get that $100 as well. And so I'm just really excited. I'm really proud of Christy. And I know that there are you guys who are really close to that too. So, like, just go for it. Just go for it. That's what we're going to call her talk. Just go for it. And of course, last week she was the top recruiter of the week because she recruited a bunch of coaches and able to be able to hit diamond. And so she is our top recruiter for this last week. So y'all definitely send her a message, encourage her, just congratulate her. She did a really good job. Our top producers for last week are Christy, Tracy, who's always up there with her numbers, Becca, Mandy Castile, who is in her second month as a coach. So she's doing a really great job. She's almost to Success Club this month as well. And then Larkin, who is the brand new coach who's at Success Club 12. So just wanted to shout you guys out because obviously, you know, numbers aren't the only thing that matter in this business, but I mean, those are our benchmarkers for success. Success Club volume are our benchmarkers. So that's how we measure the number of people that we are getting started on workout programs, getting started on Shakeology, you know, helping people just, get started. Like, that's the focus of my business. You know, I have people who have been challengers for years with me and people who are just starting. And, like, you know, if we can get people to start doing something, then we are doing our job, and then we will continue to encourage them and keep going. Okay, so I'll tell you right now, this product spotlight, this is something that my Beachbody mentor encouraged me to do with our team. And I like it. Like, I love the idea. Okay, so he encouraged me to do a product spotlight with our team from, like, every few months, not every month, obviously, but the goal is, one, for me, to teach you guys to start using other products besides, like, Shakeology and the workout programs. We know Shakeology rocks. We know the workout programs are effective. All Access is amazing. It's like a crazy, stupid deal. But are you trying other Beachbody products? I know that for me personally, I didn't use anything but Shakeology until, like, after a few months of seeing my coach talk about, what was it, E&E, energy and endurance. Like, I was like, I got to try that. She's like, talks about this from time to time, and she drinks it before a workout. I get up at 4:30, like, I could use a little boost, and I ordered it, and I was hooked. It worked. Okay. That's gone. Energize is my jam now. You know, like, I have tried the, hold on, let me mute you guys. Let me see if I can do this. My computer won't let me do that. Okay. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, so Energize, that's the one that I wanted to encourage us as a team to start using. And I know some of you guys already use it and you love it. There we go. Let me manage the participants. Hold on just a second. Let me say what this thing says. Tracy, yeah, girl, I'm with you. I can't live without it either. But anyway, so, like, my point number one is that it's great. Like, it's a great product. Like, I would not put something into my body that I didn't believe in. It works. It helps me get going in the morning. I don't use it every day. I use it most days. It costs me as a coach $38, and it'll last me probably 2 months. So, like, when you break that down, it's really not that much. It's cheaper than buying a Diet Coke every day or something like that. So I love it. I believe in it. And what I have actually started to do is when I sign a brand new challenger, I send everybody a handwritten note and I put a packet, one of those sample packets of Energize in there. But yes, I love it. I think it works. I think it's great. Secondly, volume. It increases when somebody buys something, it increases your volume, whether it's a coach or a challenger. When someone buys Energize, I get 38 volume points. And we know that for every 100 points that we cycle on our weak leg, that's matched on our strong leg. As a ranked coach, Emerald and above, we get volume, we get cycle bonuses. So if I have 2 or 3 people ordering Energize every month or 2 months, then I'm getting cycle bonus off of that. Income as well. If I have a challenger who orders Energize, then I get commission off of what they order. But as I want to encourage you guys as coaches to start using some other products besides just Shakeology, because when you use them, when you post about them, when you post about it in your challenge group, then your challengers and your coaches are going to start using it as well. And that increases our volume, our reach. People who are using Energize are probably working out more often. If they're working out more often, then they're probably focused on their nutrition. And if they're more focused on their nutrition, they're getting healthier and they're getting results. It's just a ripple effect, all right? And so, I want to encourage us as a team to start using these products, to start sharing it with our challengers, our coaches. I don't post about Energize on social media much. I might do it in an Instagram story from time to time, but people know I use it, and my challengers see me using it, and they start to use it, all right? So I wanted to, oh, yay, Mandy. See, Mandy, you got that note in that packet. And if nothing else, it makes people happy to get that packet in the mail, right? They may never order, but a lot of people actually do. So we're going to start doing a product spotlight. And for June, it's Energize. So if you haven't used it before, I definitely want to encourage you guys to order it this month, to share about it, to share your experience about it on social media, with your challengers, with your coaches. And it's going to make a difference in your business and for your challengers, and help people get better results, because it does work. Why volume matters. Why does that matter to increase your volume? Because your volume impacts your income. And I know a lot of us aren't just doing this just because we love to post sweaty selfies, right? we want to do this to make an impact, and we want to earn an income. I know I can look at a few of you and see people who I know want to quit their full-time jobs. And so this is just a quick, I'll share this obviously in our team page, but this is cycle bonuses. Once you get to Emerald and above, you start to earn cycle bonuses. And for each rank, you you do max out for a certain amount each week. And so this is just, I'm not going to go through this specifically. Melanie, I think, is actually doing a team call on this tonight. And I'm going to share this in our team page so you guys can review that. But volume impacts your income, plain and simple. And so the more people that you have on Shakeology, the more people you have using other products, the more people that are consistent in ordering those month to month impacts your volume. And that's how your volume grows. And guys, I'm going to tell you, if you go and read my post tonight, just from what I posted just before, it was difficult for me to write because I don't like to talk about money, but Matt came home for lunch today, and I was like, dude, I've thought this for a long time, but I got my contract in the mail for my full-time history. I teach college history. I make as much, if not more, just a little bit more with Beachbody as what I earn as a full-time college history instructor. And it's not because I've done anything spectacular. I have just had that ripple, that compound effect happen in my business over the past 3 years. I could have probably reached it a year or two ago, but I kind of took my time, dragged my feet. And so volume matters. And I have just built this business of coaches and challengers who are drinking Shakeology, who you guys are growing your own businesses, and you're recruiting challengers and coaches yourselves. And that all feeds up to me. So that's why I push rank. That's why I push volume. I want you guys to help people to grow your businesses and to build an income that can free you from whatever it is that you want to be freed from. And the whole time I do this, I get to share my faith. I get to help women. I get to help women get healthy. And so it's just all this wonderful little bubble God has created. And so that's what I want to teach you guys to do so that you can grow your own businesses. Okay. And I'll share more on that from Melanie's call from tonight. And then lastly, before Ashley gets started, we do have our Diamond Retreat in October. So anyone who hits Diamond before that, or if you're already at Diamond by the end of September, you qualify to go to that. And so, you know, like I hate to like push rank. I'm not pushing rank, but Diamond is definitely a milestone, a rank that you want to achieve in your business so that you can continue to grow. It's just a huge benchmarker income wise and you know, just to promote your team in that way. And so that is something that I definitely want you guys to shoot for by the end of September. That's what you have to do to qualify for that. And I will, as you reach that rank, I will send you a personal invite to attend that leadership and get you started with that. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before I go on? Before I stop share? Okay. All right. Okay. So I am going to turn it over to Ashley. Let me say first, Ashley and I, sorry, that was loud. Ashley and I met at New Leader Conference. I don't think we met before that. No, probably not. We met at New Leader Conference in February in Los Angeles. We were both 2-star premier coach. Well, did you have to be 2-star? I can't even remember. Yeah. I know we were 2-star. We were both premier, but you had to do that in order to go to that. And I know so many of you guys that's on your goal board for this year, and you can totally do that. But we met there, and Ashley is currently number 15 in all of Beachbody. Like, her rank is number 15 out of all the coaches in Beachbody. She's amazing. She has a sweet little girl, and she actually quit her full-time job last December as a teacher to just be a coach. And I know, guys, like, I'm serious. Like, get your notepads out. Go follow her on social media. She's amazing. She's genuine. She's beautiful. She just has like a good heart, and she's really good at what she does as a coach. And I know that you guys have a lot to learn from her. So I'm going to mute myself so you can't hear my crazy kids and turn it over to her.
Oh my gosh, Rachel, you are too sweet, and that was very kind. So I have it on gallery view so I can see all of you. Are all of you working full-time jobs, or you're full-time moms? Because that's a full-time freaking job. Okay. How many of you would eventually like to make this a full-time job? Raise your hand. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right. I don't know if I can see you now. Okay, we'll just do that. Can everybody see it? Okay. All right, so Rachel asked me to talk about like when things clicked for me and when I decided to just go for it. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story and the timeline, because this has definitely been a roller coaster, and hopefully that speaks to some of you. And then I'm going to give you what motivates me and keeps me in the game moving forward every day and every month. So, you know, as she said, my name's Ashley. I quit my job in December. I was a full-time teacher. My daughter is 16 months, and she's currently crying in the other room with my husband because she will only sleep like on the boob, created those bad habits. So if you hear crying, that's her. And anyway, now I'm a full-time coach. So here's a little bit about me. My husband was a huge skeptic of Beachbody. He was like, no, you can't do that. It's a pyramid scheme. And now he's my biggest supporter, and he is very anxious for me to retire him, which it's so funny to share that story. And I always share that in my sneak peek group, and that really helps new coaches or potential coaches take the plunge when their spouse isn't on board. So I always share that story. And there's my daughter. I really built my business recently on incorporating her into my workouts, because she always wants to be around me, always wants to be held. So she's a big part of that. And I've also had a great transformation from Beachbody. So since having her last February, I've lost over 75 pounds. But I've always struggled with my weight. So that picture on the right, that the before photo is actually from when I was in my 20s. So I posted that last week and I said, when your 32-year-old mom bod is better than your 25-year-old single bod. And that's all because of Beachbody. So I truly believe in everything that we have to offer. I hate exercise and I'm very clear and apparent about that. I share that every day that I don't love exercise, but I do it. It's a discipline. And I attract a lot of women who are just like me, who are like, oh, I don't really like this, but I'll follow your lead and I'll do this. And then they have amazing results. And they're like, okay, I understand. I'll keep doing it. So I want to give you my timeline because this is definitely a roller coaster. And I want to let you know that I struggled with comparison a lot this past weekend. Ruth Schroner, she just went 15-star and she started like right before me. And this weekend I was like, oh, like I can't believe like she's 15-star and I'm all the way down here. And then one of her new coaches, Artina, who was on the National Wake Up Call, was on the Super Saturday Call. She went 3-star like just when I went 3-star, and she's only been a coach for like a year. And I was like, oh, like she's doing so much. So I'm like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And so I was like, okay, Ashley, you got to snap out of it. You got to stop comparing your journey to their journey and what they're doing to what you're doing, and you just have to enjoy the ride. So I hope what I'm going to share with you speaks to you. So I started as a challenger in the summer of 2014. I saw somebody post about a PIO challenge group. I joined it. I loved it. And I stayed a customer for about 6 months. And I was stalking my coach and other coaches. And I realized that, oh, this is an incredible business opportunity. But I kept talking myself out of it because my coach never, ever approached me about being a coach. Never. So I kept watching her and thinking, maybe I'm not cut out to be a coach because she is blonde. She was a former fitness competitor. She's personally sponsored by Lindsay Matway and friends with all of Lindsay's other blonde coaches. And I'm like, I just don't look that part. Maybe my coach, and maybe I'm not meant for this. But finally in December, I reached out to my coach and I said, I'd really like to learn more about this because I saw a coach, Brittany Leggett, post that she paid off. Oops, sorry, my phone's ringing. That she paid off over $100,000 in student loan debt. And I have a ton of student loan debt because I got a bachelor's, I got a master's, and I finished my coursework for my doctorate. I'm working on my dissertation. So I have all this student loan debt, and I saw Brittany Leggett post that, and I'm like, why not? I'm just going to go for it. So I became a coach in January of 2015. So that's why I always tell my coaches, you have to ask your challengers if they're interested in coaching. Don't prejudge anyone because they are probably sitting there thinking like, I'd like to be a coach, but like you didn't ask me if I wanted to be a coach, so maybe I'm not good enough to be a coach, right? So I always kick myself and my coach because I'm like, why didn't you ask me sooner? Like I could be so much farther ahead. So I started coaching and I just wanted this to be a hobby because I loved my teaching job and I was getting a doctorate, and I was like, this will just be a little side gig to kind of help me pay off my debt. But literally like 1 week into coaching, I was like, holy shit, excuse my language, this is an incredible opportunity. This can give me a freedom of, time and finances. I could pay off my debt. I could really, truly live the life that I, want to live. And I'm going to tell you the PD. I'm going to give you the link to the PD that I did in that first week as a new coach that sold me on this. And then I was like, I'm all in. My job that I thought I loved, I realized was like communist China, right? I love teaching, but then when I found this, I was like, oh my gosh, like I do not want to have to be tied to a bell schedule and showing up every day and, parents and all that good stuff. So anyway, I went all into coaching. I went diamond in May, so 5 months. And then I went star diamond shortly after that, and then it stalled. I had other coaches who were close to diamond and I just couldn't motivate them and push them. And I was seeing all these other coaches rank advance and I was feeling really defeated and really upset. And then I had my daughter in February, and in March, I did not hit Success Club. I broke my streak. I had 0 Success Club points and I had 75 pounds to lose. And I was like, what am I doing? How am I going to be a coach? Who's going to want to join me? How am I going to come back from this failure of not hitting Success Club? But I was like, nope, I'm going to just take baby steps. And I did. So I just started taking baby steps. I started to recommit to the vital behaviors. And that's when things started to pick up. So then I went 2-star. And then in December is when I was like, all right, I want to quit my job. Like, I want to be at home with my daughter. My income wasn't at that point where I could quit yet. And I was like, I don't care. I'm going to quit. And I told my husband, and he's like, we really can't afford it. And I was like, I'm going to make this work. And it was that mindset shift that I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm going to make this gig plan A, not my fallback. That's what drove me into high gear. And so I just started to be super consistent, to put in more time and more effort. And then that is when things changed. So I started to hit Success Club 80 and more. Typically now it's like in the 90s, and I usually get 20 to 30 coaches a month consistently since then. And then I just went 4-star. So I've had highs, I've had lows. And, when my coaches always feel discouraged, in March, I was like, listen, ladies, last March, I had 0 Success Club points. This March, I have over 90. That's what can happen in a year if you decide to go for it. If you just make that mental shift and say, this is my plan A, I'm just doing it. So as a new coach, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but it's the Craig Holiday series. He was a network marketer through Amway, and he did a series of calls for Beachbody years ago, like way before we came to Beachbody. And this was the first thing I listened to as a brand new coach, driving to my teaching job, and was like, oh my gosh, I am sold. I hate my job. I can't wait to be a full-time coach. So if you haven't listened to this, I'm going to give Rachel the link to this presentation, and then you'll have this. I compiled all of his recordings, they're MP3s, into a Google Doc. So you can just download them and listen to them on your own. I highly recommend listening to him. He'll get you really motivated, and you'll realize the true potential. And now after that, what inspires me now is anything Grant Cardone. So if you haven't listened or read anything by Grant Cardone, you need to. The 10X Rule, I have listened to about 5 times now. I listen to it almost every night when I'm sending invites or doing follow-ups, and he just gets me so motivated. It's not even that I'm listening to him anymore, or I've kind of memorized his entire book, but his just passion, his energy just gets me fired up to be like, yes, I can do more. I need to do more. Be Obsessed or Be Average is also by him. Relentless is another amazing book that's written by the trainer of Michael Jordan. Abundance Now will get you really motivated. The Go-Giver was a huge shift for me. I read that in November, right before my business took off in December, and I truly credit The Go-Giver for that. Bob Heilig, he has a Facebook page and a podcast. It's called Your Virtual Upline. Love him. And then the Entree Leadership podcast. I listen to that all the time. It's super beneficial and helpful. So my tip for you is to have a vision and put in the work. So when I first started, my vision was to pay off my debt and to eventually be at home. And now my debt is still a work in progress, but I'm at home, and now my vision is to retire my husband. So I put in the work. I always just say, there's no talent. Like Julie Voris's National Wake Up Call was just so on point. It spoke to me on so many levels, because it's just about showing up. It's about, outworking the competition. And I don't like to use that word competition, because I believe in community over competition, but it's really just about outworking those next to you. So now I want to talk to you about fear and doubt, because I know that this is stuff that held me back and holds a lot of my coaches back, that I'm always trying to kind of break down for them. So what are your fears, right? Are you afraid of failure? I think a lot of people are afraid of failure, right? They're like, I don't want to make this post because what if it doesn't get a lot of likes? I don't want to run this group because what if I don't get enough people in it? But you could also be afraid of success. And I think this is something that a lot of people struggle with. They're like, well, what if people respond? Like, what am I going to say? How am I going to handle all these things? And I struggle with this a lot too, because I'll be like, oh, I really don't want to make this post because I know it's going to perform well, and that's going to give me a lot of people that I have to talk to. And like, what if I can't handle it? But it's just like, no. I was blessed with this talent and these people, and they're brought to my life for a reason, and I just have to do it. So I have to constantly try to overcome that fear of success. And also, like, once you reach a point, so now, like Rachel said, I'm ranked number 15, which I don't even know how that happened. And every month I'm like terrified, like, oh no, what if I fall? And what if I'm not so ranked high? And I sat down with my husband, and I sat down with my corporate mentor. And I talked to them, and I said, I'm just terrified about this. Like, this is really screwing with my head. And I just really want to build for income. Like I that's what I really want. And so they're like, well, who cares about the rank? Like, you just need to focus on your goals. And so this has been like a come to Jesus moment, but I'm like, okay, I'm not worried about that rank anymore. I'm going to continue to develop my leaders, but I'm really going to focus on income. And I'm meeting with Lindsay Matway on Wednesday to kind of go over some things as well. But it's that fear of what do I do next? Like that fear of success. And then that fear of judgment. Everybody has that. I started, and as a newer coach, my husband was a skeptic. My best friend was a skeptic. They made fun of me behind my back. My whole family thought I was in some sort of pyramid scheme. And I just had the vision. I saw what other coaches had done. And I said, this train is leaving the station. You're either coming with me and you're going to get on board, or I'm going to leave you here. And so I always say, like, who's laughing now? I get to rub it in my husband's face every day that I told you so. I knew that I was going to make this work. But a lot of times our fears are tied up in our expectations, right? Society expects us to do that 9-to-5 grind. And I always share this. Like, I did everything like I was supposed to do. I went to school. I put myself through school. I got the student loans. I worked multiple jobs, and I still ended up in that debt for diploma society, that trap. And nobody questioned that. Nobody thought that that was wrong of me to go into debt to get this education in order to get a job. And then I was forced working that job to pay off my debt and not be able to be at home with my daughter and leave, other people to raise her. Nobody questioned that. That was completely fine. But as soon as I went against the grain, it was like, I'm going to run my own business from home. People were like, no, that's crazy. You shouldn't do that. So it just makes people uncomfortable. And so you have to get over those societal expectations and do what you believe in your heart is right for you and your family. So you're going to have haters and naysayers, and, they're just jealous. They are not part of your tribe. If they never get on board, then they're not meant to be in your life. I always tell people good riddance. Like, I want to make room for all of the new people that I am meant to be connected to. But they feel left behind because they see you moving and growing and going places, and they come to realize that they have settled in life and they have given up on their own hopes and dreams. So you just have to kind of take them with a grain of salt and ignore them. And then your family, right? So this comes from Bob Heilig. He always says this. This is a great way to approach family who's not on board. You don't have to agree with me, but I would love and appreciate your support. But in fact, like, I expect your support because I would support you. And I always tell my coaches, you have to develop a business owner's mindset. So a lot of my new coaches will be like, wow, I don't want to post too much and like overwhelm my followers or my family. And I always laugh and I say, okay, you have to imagine that you opened a coffee shop and you invested tons of money into this coffee shop. Would you say, you know what, I'm not going to open my coffee shop doors every day because I don't want to overwhelm people? No, you would be like, oh my gosh, everybody tell everyone you know to come down to my coffee shop to try my coffee, to try my pastries, and then go out and tell everyone they know to come try my coffee, right? You would be opening your doors and trying to get everyone you know in there. But when you open this business, you're like, oh, I don't want to overwhelm people. No, you have to have that same mentality. Open your virtual doors and be like, I cannot wait to freaking share with you all of these amazing goods and services that I have to give you amazing customer service so that you can go tell your friends how amazing this is and they can bring their friends. So you have to develop that mindset and truly believe in what it is that you're offering. So this comes from Grant, my man Grant. I'm on a first name basis because I am obsessed with him. So he says, I will judge myself far less for coming up short than I would for never going for it. And I think this is just so true. I would much rather try something and fail, right? Fail forward than just be stagnant in my growth. And I feel like, maybe I'm not where Ruth is or Artina is because I stayed stagnant and I didn't send out as many invites as I should in my first year. I was too worried about, the haters and skeptics and, all of the fears. And that's what this weekend I came to realize, like, I really regret having those fears and holding back in that first year as a coach. I wish that I just would have went for it. So if you are sitting here and you're not going for it, I want you to abandon all of your fears and just freaking go for it. And you have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in this business. So I never once doubted myself or my capabilities. I always knew that, hey, if these people could do it, I can do it, right? I always look at Lindsay and I just am in awe of her because she didn't even graduate from high school, and here she is the top earner and she's so incredibly successful. So I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it, right? Why can't you do it? Why not you? But you also have to have 100% confidence in this business and what you were offering to people. So I think that's why it's so important to be a product of the product, right? I always say, I have lost all this weight. I've had this amazing transformation. I share my transformation every single Tuesday without fail, a different photo, and I highly recommend that you do that. Tuesday is my money making day. Every single Tuesday is when I sell all of my challenge packs. Because every Tuesday I share a different part of my story and a transformation photo, like all wrapped up in one. Because if you're adding new people to your network, sorry, this is my brother-in-law calling. Let me decline it. Okay. If you are adding new people to your network every week, then they haven't seen your previous transformation or your story. So you just need to be super intentional with sharing that every single week. So you have to be product with product. You have to have 100% confidence in yourself and in our products and in the business. So I'm a high recruiter for coaches because I have witnessed firsthand what this can do for my life. And I feel like it is such a gift and I have to pay it forward and share it with other people. So I always tell people, yeah, you can join a challenge group and I can give you an amazing transformation. But if I can teach you how to take that transformation and turn it into a business, that's going to change your whole freaking life. So why would you not want that? Why would you only want half the solution? So I am so confident in sharing the coaching opportunity, and that's why I'm such a high recruiter, because I know that this can change your life if you truly believe in it and have the confidence. And this is one of my favorite quotes. So get over your ego. People are like, oh, I don't want to post too much, et cetera, et cetera. And I read this quote and I just think about this all the time. If I lose followers because I post too much, I assume they were never going to do business with me anyway. If a person goes away because I push too hard, call too much, or send too many emails, then it's likely they're not the type of person I want to do business with. And I think about that all the time. Like you kind of want to be controversial in a sense because you want to push people away that you don't want in your tribe and you want to draw the people you want to you. And I always tell people, people are like, how many times should I follow up? You follow up with people until they join you or they die or they tell you, please don't ever contact me again. Like, you have to keep following up with people. And if they don't want to hear from you, if they're sick of seeing your posts, they can unsubscribe. They're not meant to be part of your tribe. Don't get upset over it. And so, Rachel had mentioned something earlier about like money and posting about money. And yes, this makes people uncomfortable, but it's also what draws people to the business, like me. So, and I think about this all the time. The people with the smallest goals in life have the biggest problems with money. So when I have new coaches start, I'm like, what do you want to earn? Like, I am very upfront in asking that. What do you want to earn each week, each month, this year, and in 5 years? Because we're going to set out that map and we're going to do that. And that's kind of what I have done. You have to really have that financial vision for your future. This is the vehicle to get you whatever you want. Insert income disclaimer. I'm sure you know it. But I have essentially tripled what I made as a teacher. I'm currently at an income that I never, ever would have made in education. So I, again, am like, why would you not want to do this? So I'm all in, and that's what keeps me motivated, right? I have a lot of debt to pay off. I have big goals for my family. I want to give my daughter an amazing life. So that's what keeps me motivated. So if you are kind of finding that you're not as motivated as you need to be to do the vital behaviors and to show up every day, you really need to sit down and kind of create that vision for your life and really think about your financial future. And just freaking go for it. I always say that this business bleeds into every aspect of your life, and it truly will impact every area of your life. Like, that's just basically what it is. So why would you hold back? Why would you not go for it? And it's unethical to not live to your fullest potential. And this is the way to really tap into your fullest potential and to teach other people how to do that. So that's kind of what keeps me motivated now, to always think about, it is unethical, Ashley, for you not to make this post, to not advertise this coaching opportunity, to not share this with more people, to not add another challenge group because you have women out there who need your help. So that's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps me pushing forward. Personal development is huge. Having a financial vision is huge, and having just big dreams and a strong work ethic that will get you to all of your goals. So that's all I have for you, Rachel. I hope that was what you wanted from me. Do you guys have any questions?
For sure. That was awesome. Like, I mean, your story is powerful, and you're really good. If you don't follow her, like I would follow her, you're really good at just, all you do is share your story. Like, you know, Ashley Smith is really good at that, and we learned from her at New Leader Conference. But you're really good at just talking about what you do every day, and you work coaching into it, you know, or your challenge groups into it. Like, that just blows me away. And so, like, I love that about you, because I feel like you're like a friend that's just virtual. You know, it's not, you're not salesy, you're not pushy, you're just upfront, and you just talk about what your life is like. And I think that's what we should do as coaches, you know. Does anybody have questions? Becca, the business mindset, share your business and expect support. Is that right? I don't know. You want to talk, Becca? I'm sorry. You're frozen. Can you see the comments, Ashley? Okay. I'm sorry. Do you see what she said?
I was writing that down, and as I was writing it down, you went to the next thing, and I think it said expect support when we were talking about having the business mindset. Is that right? Share your business and expect support.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that more than anything, you know, it's your message to me personally is like, my mindset is what causes me to fail, or maybe not to push as fast as I could. You know, not that I want to go fast. Like, I'm happy with my pace, but I could be doing more. Share the quote about the rising tides.
Okay.
And I recorded all this, so like I'll share the recording with Ashley and with our team.
Oh, hold on. I copied it, but oh, there we go. There you go.
Okay. I feel like we choose to go for it. That's good. Does anybody else have questions about anything, about her quitting her job, about any of that? I remember when you did that call for our team, for Melanie's team, like when you were about to have your baby. And I didn't realize that was you until we talked at New Leader Conference. Yeah. But that was like about technology or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. And then what's funny, Rachel, is I saw you speak at Melanie's dream team that like
in Pittsburgh.
Yes. And you shared about the app we talked about, the She Works His Way. Yeah. And today it just spoke to me exactly. And I was like, oh, and you know, I'm speaking on Rachel's call tonight. It's just so perfect.
Yeah, that was cool.
But
all right, you guys, do you have any questions for Ashley before we let her go? This girl stays up till like 2:00 in the morning, like answering all those messages, like no joke. It's amazing. All right. Well, that's it. Like, I hope this helped. I mean, I know it helped. Like, I know this spoke to a lot of you because I know your stories and what you're pushing for. So I'm excited. I'm very thankful. Thank you so much, Ashley. And y'all, she will be on that top 10 trip next year. Like, I know she will. Like, no doubt. She's going to be in, like, I don't know, not Italy because they went there this year, but she's going to be there, and I'm excited for you, and I'm thankful to know you. But anyways, all right, guys, well, that's it. So, like, go and crush it this week, and let's hit those goals. And just thank you so much, Ashley, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Yep. All right, bye.